Welcome to the What If podcast with your hosts, Spencer Worth Davis and Ryan Copperrood.
Hey, bud. What's happening?
What's up, man?
Oh, you know.
Shout out to Shmuley and DJ Name for the new drop.
Oh, dang.
Hitting the board up so we can tell people to fuck with us. We grown now.
Fuck with me, I'm grown now.
Yup.
I'm going to keep that delay on it, too. Whatever.
The delay's great, man. Live your best life.
Me.
Live your truth. And if your truth has a delay on it,
I'm gonna do it.
God bless. You are gonna do her.
Been doing her.
Been doing her. What's up, man? Welcome back.
Thanks, dude.
What's really good?
Just trying to stay awake for another hour or two here.
Yeah, bud. Oh, I got tales to regale, my friend.
Can't wait.
Puns intended.
It's 4:45 in the morning where I'm used to.
Ooh.
And here we are talking about pup people.
Pup peeps.
Paw people.
Patrol.
Paw people.
Popsicles.
Dog dudes.
Dog dudes.
Bark boys.
Bark Boys Anonymous.
I'll save a few for later.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Labrador lads. Did I give you that one earlier?
No, but Ladrador?
Labrador lads.
No, I know, but Ladrador.
No, Ryan, the dog is called a Labrador.
I know, but
they're your friends and they're also people, so they're Labrador lads.
I was trying to compact it into one word.
Canine compadres.
Yes! Dog peoples! Dogman!
What do you know about the Dogman,
Dude,
dog?
I know so much about the
Man.
Dogman, but also we got so many Skype voicemails.
Oh, fuck. I kept getting those calls. Okay.
Please tell me you almost answered a Skype call while you were in Sweden.
Yes, I had it in my hand. I was like looking at directions somewhere.
You should have done it and just talked to a listener.
I tried to swipe right quickly enough, and it only rings once on my phone, and I missed it. I was like, I was going to talk to somebody for as long as they wanted to talk about whatever they want to talk about, but I didn't listen to any of those voicemails. Were they fun?
I wish, yes. In fact, I kind of feel like we should probably open today and go through our newest set of voicemails because
this will be fun because I haven't listened to these yet.
Yeah, I've only listened to half of them, so some of them are also going to be surprises. I think. Hello, we want to talk.
This app is such garbage,
dude. Skype, you guys. I kind of, you know what I want?
And I wonder why no one wants to sponsor our show. And I'm like, this product fucking sucks. I don't even want to use it.
No, I mean, first of all, Microsoft is never going to give us money to rep this fucking show.
Great point.
But Skype just, well, I mean, I also don't feel bad about it because Skype, yeah, I know. There's a lot of them. Skype just sort of ruined the Skype messages are not trash.
No, sorry. I meant Skype as a company.
Are they trash?
Yes, absolutely. Definitely. Although, you know what, to be honest, it's working and you guys are calling and leaving us voicemails. And I think when we first started the show, we were like, this will be a really great way to get weird stories and questions and stuff from the fans and stuff. And we repped the phone number for a while and didn't get enough calls because nobody was listening to us a year and a half ago.
Well.
And so we just sort of forgot about throwing the number out there. And now that we've thrown it out, like 2 or 3 weeks in a row, we've gotten like 15 voicemails from you guys.
You want to listen to one that I don't think either of us have heard yet?
Let's go. I'm all about it.
I
hope they're not satanic or weird like that one that we
They might be.
Qualified by our booking system to receive an all-inclusive complimentary.
Okay.
Oh, bullshit!
Okay.
That sucks.
Well, that's the one I almost answered, so now I don't feel bad.
I feel like we just got trolled really hard.
Let's try again.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's Isaac. I'm driving up to New York, Buffalo, New York, from Maryland. Tired as hell. I need to talk to somebody. I was gonna stop by this Susquehanna River area museum because it has some cool Native American artifacts.
Ooh.
I was too far off of the trip, and I got tacos instead. All right. You guys doing well? Keep up the good job on the show. I will talk to you later.
Tight.
Bye.
I think that might be the Isaac that is in the
What up,
Facebook
Isaac?
group and the Twitter crew. What up, Isaac?
Dude, I
can't
love that voicemail conceptually so much.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
I'm just driving.
I was gonna do something.
I was gonna hit this museum up,
I didn't though.
but
All right, peace.
it's too far. So fuck that shit. I hope y'all are cooling. What up, Isaac? Thanks for listening to the show. Next time, dude, it's never too far, bro. We drove to Area 51. That shit was far as fuck, but we did it.
Totally worth
The
it.
museum is never too far.
Totally worth it. Ooh,
Totally worth it.
Stockholm has a fucking great modern art museum, by the way.
Ooh.
They've got
fire.
Matisse's and Picasso's and Pollocks and Rauschenbergs and Oldenburgs. It's like one of the best modern painting collections I've seen in a museum that isn't like the MoMA or something.
Let's go.
You want to hear another voicemail?
Yes.
Hi guys, Joachim here, calling from Sweden. Just want to tell you that we are all popular.
I'm sorry, I got excited too. All right, run it back. No, you could have hung out with a listener
Hi
in
guys,
Sweden.
Joachim here, calling from Sweden. Just want to tell you that we are all popular. But yeah, don't mind that. You should totally come and visit. We promise we won't assimilate you in any way. And also, I started my own Swedish version of your podcast. I hope you don't mind.
Fuck you, man!
Bye.
Yo!
Did he just say we are all robots, but you should come anyway? And also, I stole your idea.
He said
Is that what that voicemail
I'm pretty
was?
sure he said we won't assimilate you, and also I started a Swedish version of your podcast.
We are the Swedish version of our podcast,
Yeah, bro.
bro.
You listen to us in Sweden, and we're here. I feel like that's how that works, my guy.
You're a piece of shit.
Kidding.
We're kidding. We love you, man. Hey, thanks for listening. Spencer's sad that he didn't get to drink a Swedish beer with you. What was the Swedish beer? What's like their country beer? Hey, thanks for your message, bro. We're just fucking around.
Actually, so it's a lot of like American beers, honestly. And Brooklyn just started a brewery in Stockholm.
As in Brooklyn Lager, Brooklyn Brewing?
Brooklyn Brewing has a like sister brewery in Stockholm.
Whoa, that's kind of wild.
So there are a bunch of spots that carry like smaller craft Swedish beers. That's the like Swedish beer that's everywhere. And then a lot of like Carlsberg and Guinness and
the stuff from
like
that area. Yeah. Right on.
You want to keep going?
Yeah, I mean,
we got a couple more.
This is like my new favorite way to start the show. By the way, everyone 612-246-4614 and you can leave us one of these voicemails and tell us a story and we'll talk.
This one's longer.
Hello, my name is Brian, and I was just wanting to call and say how much I really enjoyed your show. I actually got my wife addicted to it.
Thanks, Brian.
We were on a road trip, and she listened to the episodes about the Skinwalkers, Skinwalker Ranch, the missing Death Valley Germans, and the episode you guys did with the Not Alone podcast on the Philadelphia experiment.
Hey, what up, Not Alone?
She really enjoyed it. My son, I occasionally let him listen to some of your episodes after I've screened them. He also is on board with telling you the swear he plays. And he really enjoyed your medical mystery episode, particularly the fat bastard sounders. So now I randomly hear him bigger than you. I'm higher in the food chain. So thank you. And also, just if I could maybe mention some ghosty type stories. Where I live, there's a lot of deer hunting, a lot of open pasture and stuff. And occasionally it does get a little weird. You hear all kinds of noises that just don't seem to fit, and things kind of moving in the corner of your eye. Which, granted, out in the woods, in the middle of nowhere, you kind of expect that. But there's occasionally some weird places. Occasionally you'll run across where there used to be an old farmstead, and you'll find the root cellar, and it's just really weird because you won't hear or see a lot of wildlife or hear any wildlife type noises. And And you'd think the cellars would have filled up at this point with just dirt and debris and mud and everything else, and they're oddly kind of empty and just really, really creepy. But the only story I really got that I had a friend.
Okay, important piece of it,
Brian.
No, I think that's on us. It cuts off after 2 minutes. So either know that you're going to get cut off after 2 minutes or be more concise. I think there's a follow-up because we have one more that came in at the same time.
Brian, you can't say the only story I got.
I don't think it was his fault.
No, I know, but...
Hey, guys. This is Mike.
Oh, he didn't call back.
Oh, Brian.
Brian, call us back,
Brian,
please.
we need your story, my guy.
Yeah, so you guys either have to be concise or break it up into 2-minute chapters for us.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
I don't think... I don't know if we can change that. Maybe we can.
I don't think there's a setting. I think there's just a max voicemail length.
And if it means we have to pay Skype more, we're not going to. So be concise, I guess.
But shout out to Brian for saying that his son calls us the sweary boys. And then I think we threw the fat bastard sounder over it a little bit.
Get in my belly!
Yeah, but in that,
Come on!
in that voicemail, he says that his son just runs in from the other room sometimes and screams, "Get in my belly" at his dad. And I feel like if we had any influence on a child running from another room into a room his father is in and screaming, "Get in my belly" at his dad, I feel like this has all been worth it. Like everything.
If we've accomplished nothing else.
But the sweary boys made that kid scream, "Get in my belly" at his dad. We fucking won, man. Brian, call us back. First of all, you said that the root sellers...
If you're not prepared to do the research, Brian, why make the statement in the first place?
Brian, wherever you live, I don't think I caught where it was that you live,
He
but
didn't say.
If wherever you live, you have a proclivity of stumbling upon root cellars
that are apparently filled with ghosts, I'm assuming.
Well, first of all, he said you would think they would be filled like over time with debris and such, which yes, would 100% be my inclination. But you know what else? I wouldn't fucking open them up to find out.
Also, that's someone's house, Brian. Stop opening people's doors.
Well...
All right, let's listen to one more.
Brian, our homie Brian's just totally a burglar.
Hey, look, I've been robbing people for years.
I've been burgling all these basements and they're empty and it fucking sucks.
Fucking Wet Bandits Brian, call us back.
Oh, please.
Hey, guys, this is Mike.
Hi, Mike.
I love the show.
Thanks.
Love you, Mike.
Two things. One, it has never been clearer to me that Ryan would never survive in the wilderness because he thinks that you can rub flint and tinder together and it'll create fire.
Okay.
It won't.
Okay.
You have to have steel to rub against the flint to make the sparks to catch the tinder. So.
Nobody cares.
There you go, Ryan. If you ever get lost in the woods, you might live now. Secondly,
you might live now.
Aviation stuff. If you guys ever have any questions, just hit me up. I'll email you guys.
Fuck yeah.
And a couple coworkers of mine also love the show, and we work on airplanes. So, I mean, we're not geniuses, but, you know.
Yes, you are. You work on airplanes, dude.
Not to toot our own horns, but we know our stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Thanks, guys. Love the show.
Thanks, Mike. First of all, Spencer hit you with "nobody cares," but he's wrong. I super duper care, Mike. When I heard that voicemail the first time, I was like, you know what? I'm going to live now. Like, you're right,
not gonna
Mike.
have those things with you, though. You're
not
still
an outdoorsy guy at all, Mike. Never been my thing. And you're right. I think I did make a Flint and Tinder reference on the show at one point. Steel. Okay, got it. Good. Steel, Flint,
You gotta
Tinder.
hit it with something. Carry
It's
like
a trifecta.
You need like a hatchet or something.
Yeah, honestly, Mike, the most nature-worthy thing I've done is read the book The Hatchet in like fucking elementary school. Okay, like that's the most exposed to nature I've been.
If you start carrying a machete around, though, this will all have been worth it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get like a back, like sling it over my back so I can just grab it when I need to.
The only two outcomes of this podcast are that kid yells, "Get in my belly" at his dad, and you start carrying a machete
because of Mike's advice. Yeah, we fucking won. We fucking won. I also really like how he's like, we work on airplanes. You know, we're not the smartest guys. Like, yeah, no, you are, Mike. The fact that you keep
at
an
least
airplane.
You should be, maybe.
The fact that you have.
They fall a lot, but you know.
We work in the field. We're not so good at it. No, the fact that you keep airplanes in the sky on a daily basis, Mike, that's you're fucking smart enough for me, bud. So yeah, keep up the good goddamn work.
All right. I think that's enough voicemails for this week.
612-246-4614. Give us a call, leave us a message, tell us a story, crack a joke, make fun of us, and we'll love every ounce of it.
Let's dive into some stories about the ARF aficionados.
ARF aficionados!
Our Fido friends, if you will.
Our Fido friends.
The Growl Gang, the Hound Homies.
Oh my God! Hey, don't blow your whole load, bud. We got a lot of show to go. Okay, you can't expound on the whole elephant.
This is the extent of the prep I did. I made a list from A to Z on the plane today.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Thanks.
That's pretty good. Dogman.
Paw People.
Paw Patrol.
Rough Riders.
So Rough Riders, yes. So this, I will acknowledge this story was inspired by a post that happened in the What If Podcast Facebook group that we have. Shout out to the listeners that are all up in that group every day. We love y'all, and if you want to join it, just go on Facebook and search for What If Podcast under groups. That shit pops right up. Mm-hmm. But somebody posted an article about a story that happened in Montana on last Friday, where a, quote, wolf-like creature was shot and killed by a rancher on his land in rural Montana. Thank fucking God we have DMX sounders for this episode. Oh, man. Everything's coming up Millhouse today.
I lied when I said that list was the extent of the prep. Now that's the extent of the prep I've done. Mm-hmm.
DMX sounders and the alphabet for dog people. Yep. Yeah, no, that's good. Bruce Auckley of the Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks Department told the Great Falls Tribune in Montana that, quote, "We will have no idea what this is until we get a DNA report back."
Obviously a skinwalker.
It's obviously a skinwalker. It's topical.
Not read the book.
Topical from, I believe that was Brian's voicemail. But the internet actually has some pretty interesting photographs of this. And I'm no biologist.
Nope. Adam. Help us.
But this fucking thing looks weird. And there's photos from multiple different locations. It takes up almost the entire width of a truck bed. It's like the entire width of the truck bed is taken up by the body.
I don't know much about wolves, but that seems like it could be normal wolf range, right? How wide is a truck bed? 4 feet or something?
No, the full width of a car. It's got to be almost, 5.5, 6 feet? Don't you think? From like wheel well to wheel well?
I don't fucking know.
I don't fucking know either. But the Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks officials have said that it has oddly long gray fur, oversized claws, and what they would consider an extra large dog-like head with ears that appear to be too big and legs that appear to be too short for a common wolf or a normal dog.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
But no guesses as to what it is until they do like actual DNA tests? Is that the idea?
Yes, but the idea being they're weirded out because the canine teeth and the front paws don't seem wolf-like, but the floppy ears and shaggy fur are not dog-like. And so they're kind of wondering what the fuck this thing is.
Reasonable question at this point.
And
Wait,
far...
Why was it killed? It was trying to eat livestock or something?
Yeah, this guy owned a bunch of acres of land out in Montana and he had cattle on it. And he had seen this fucking big wolf-like creature terrorizing his
Did you have to shoot it like 15 times like they did with the Skinwalker wolf or
with
anything?
a bunch of silver bullets in it
Yeah.
and shit? No, it
Like a
didn't
magnum
say that
directly
at least.
into its forehead or anything?
I didn't say that at least, but I don't know. So the New York Post article says that theories include that it may have been a dire wolf.
What is that?
And that is an extinct saber-toothed canine.
Dire dudes.
Dire dudes, bro. 90 dire dudes. That once roamed North America.
Okay.
There's also a guess that it is a Shunka Warakin, which we're going to get into later.
Okay.
But that is a wolf-hyena hybrid from Native American lore.
Oh, not necessarily a real animal?
I think maybe.
Okay.
And the North American Dogman project has weighed in.
I wonder what they think it is.
Posting a photo of the animal on their Twitter
Wouldn't it be great if they weighed in? They're like, oh yeah, that's a German Shepherd there, bud. You killed your neighbor's dog, bud.
You fucked up. You're fucked up. You're fucked up.
Was I supposed to?
No. You just looked like you were about to say something, so I was waiting for you.
Carry on.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for punctuating at the right time with the right amount of DMX.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm here for.
So the North American Dogman project is born out of the legend of the Dogman.
The Michigan Dogman?
The Dogman.
Or many Dogmen?
We're going to start in Michigan, and then we're going to expand
to the greater mutt mates of the North Americas.
Oh, yes. Keep it rolling, baby. Keep it rolling. So we're going to rewind from our mysterious werewolf-like creature that was killed in Montana last week, and we're going to go back to 1987. Go ahead.
Just having looked at those photos, I think it's a little bit sensationalist in some of the descriptions, and or to call it a werewolf thing. It's a weird looking dog.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not insinuating that anything like totally insane was in fact killed.
Somebody shot a fucked up dog.
That's real. Someone did shoot a fucked up dog.
Which sucks and is maybe noteworthy, I guess, but
yeah, I think it's noteworthy enough that like a Parks and Wildlife group is like, this isn't notably related to anything we've seen before.
Just by looking at it, yeah.
Just by looking at it, yeah.
But
but yeah, I mean, outside of that, I'm not saying like, you know, a Bigfoot was killed or anything like that. I'm just saying like, it's interesting, and it spawned the curiosity of the concept around Dogman and the North American Dogman project.
Such a good name.
It's such a good name. It's such a good name.
Is David Plaitis involved with that? Does he think that they're kidnapping children from the woods or something?
Dogman?
Yeah.
He thinks that dogmen are picking kids up by their britches
and dropping them into portals. Cool.
That's how they get so far away. You just put that baby's butt in a dog mouth and run it 3 miles in that direction, drop it off, and then, you know, that's where you find the kid.
Oh, the dog is the portal.
Yeah, the dog is what's...
I thought the dog was just like nudging them into a portal. Like a
and then they show up elsewhere?
Dog. Yeah.
No, I think it's more the dog's just like... it's like a troll, you know? It's like picking up your house keys and putting them somewhere else.
That's what trolls do?
But
with your babies and their dogs?
Yeah. Yep. Correct.
I bet it's not what's going on.
That's the metaphor, bud.
Okay.
So the story goes that Dogman begins in 1987. Shout out the year I was born. To Traverse City, Michigan, and a radio station called WTCM. And on WTCM, there was a disc jockey, DJ Steve Cook, which should have been his drop, but it wasn't. There we go. Thank you. DJ Steve Cook was a disc jockey in Traverse City, Michigan at the time. And on April 4th of 1987, Steve Cook put a song into his morning mix that he called The Legend. And, well, I feel like we should just play a clip of The Legend.
You got it pulled up?
Really quickly. I do. I just sent it to you, but I can play it myself as well if that's easy.
Yeah, if you got it loaded. I don't have my iMessages on this computer.
Oh, Jesus.
If you texted it to me, it's not going to go to this computer.
You guys are seeing a look behind the curtains here.
Spoiler alert. Sometimes we're not super professional. I don't know if you caught on.
We got to share media between multiple locations. Oh, careful, bud. Don't hurt yourself.
Oh, doing too much.
Doing too much. I present to you The Legend.
Symbol in there.
Hell yeah.
A cool summer morning in early June is when the legend began. At a nameless logging camp in Wexford County where the Manistee River ran. 11 lumberjacks near the Garland Swamp found an animal they thought was a dog. In a playful mood, they chased it around till it ran inside a hollow log. A logger named Johnson grabbed him a stick and poked around inside. Then the thing let out an unearthly scream and came out. And stood upright. None of those men ever said very much about whatever happened then. They just packed up their belongings and left that night, were never heard from again. It was 10 years later in 90s.
So that's a clip from The Legend.
They really put that stupid little splash symbol in there every bar for the whole song?
Yeah, bud. It's 1987. Are you going to not?
I wouldn't have.
Yeah, well, Steve Cook sure as fuck did.
Yeah.
Did TJ Steve Cook did. So this, if you could or couldn't tell the lyrics there, he talks about two lumberjacks who were out in an area in Michigan, came across a dog, they chased it into a log, and when it came out, it was standing on its...
Does that just rhyme?
What do you mean?
Did they really chase it into a log, or does he just not have a very big vocabulary?
Oh, no. None of this happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
None of this happened. Which is a delightfully acknowledged part of this, actually. That's really interesting. So Steve Cook does this as an April Fool's joke and basically creates this 3.5, 4 minute long song called The Legend about this dog-like animal human hybrid, or not human hybrid, but like dog-like creature that walks on its hind legs, calls it The Legend, and puts out this 4 minute long song on April Fool's Day. After the fact, Steve acknowledges, like, yes, it was an April Fool's joke. We recorded the song. It's not a real song. It's not, the stories aren't real. It's just like a thing that we did for fun. On April Fool's Day, right? Like it's just a stunt. You know, it's a radio stunt.
You got to fill some time on the radio.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
However, in the years since Steve has released The Legend in Traverse City, he's gotten over 500 phone calls, or I guess communication sent to him, sometimes letters, sometimes emails, sometimes phone calls, but 500 separate reports of people going, no, yeah, how did you know about this? This happened to me. And
Okay.
Steve claims that he had no idea. In fact, the quote is, "I'd never heard of anything called Dogman before I wrote this song. I had no idea it was already a part of Northern Michigan folklore, and I certainly had no idea that people were actually seeing it." Now, he says that he believes that of the 500 or so reports that he's gotten since he released the song, he thinks that there's actually a possibility that around 100 of them, quote, seem plausible and credible and just a little too weird to explain away.
According to some guy named Steve.
According to Steve Cook.
Okay.
However, I do find it relatively interesting that he thought he was sort of coming up with a concept and that people have continued to tell him that this is in fact something that they themselves have been privy to over time.
Yeah. Or is it possible that this is something that he had heard of or heard stories or rumors of?
Yes.
And whether consciously or subconsciously put that into his silly little song?
Yes.
Or allowed it to influence his silly little song?
Absolutely it is. I think there's a distinct chance that he decided to take what he already had seen, sort of spoke about in his town or by his grandparents or whatever, and turn it into a song and say, "I had no idea this was a real thing. People really believe this?" Because it adds credence to his song.
I was giving him even more credit and thinking of it like you write a melody or like some chord changes or something that you're like, oh, that sounds really good. And then later you realize, oh, that sounds good because it's already a song. Like, oh, this urban legend that I think I'm making up right now sounds really cool and convincing. And then later be like, oh, that's because it's already an urban legend that I'd heard before and didn't remember.
I see what you're saying.
But maybe that's too much credit to give Steve.
Yeah, I guess I can't really say. He seems, I don't know, and maybe it's for show. He seems skeptical about people who say they have seen it because he makes it seem like he's like, I kind of felt like I made this thing up, but now that people are coming to me saying it's real, now I'm skeptical of being skeptical in some ways.
He's taking it seriously, at least to an extent.
Yeah, like he's almost coming back around on his, I thought this was a joke, and now I'm less sure because I was.
Well, and that's not the only, he is not the only person to have experiences or field reports of experiences about this thing, right?
Oh, no, sorry, Bob.
Because that's much more interesting to me.
Oh, yes. So a couple of the reports that Steve had gotten, a specific one was about a 13-year-old girl named Courtney who was in Reed City, Michigan in 1993. She was sneaking a cigarette behind her family's house and said that this is the story that she told Steve, that she noticed she was 13 at the time. I don't know when she told him the story, but she said she noticed a glint of light coming through the planks of their abandoned barn in between her family's house in their backyard. And then after watching the glint of light for a few minutes, she came around to realize that a 6-foot-tall creature that appeared to have the head of a dog was staring at her and then ran away. And she says that after the fact, she spoke with one of her neighbors who had claimed to have seen, quote, a buffalo-sized dog living inside of the same barn.
Buffalo-sized dog.
Buffalo-sized dog.
So it's the size of a buffalo, but like with a dog's head?
Hang on. I'm going to tell you one more story, and then I'm going to get into that because that's also pretty interesting.
Okay.
One more story. An email that Cook got was from a fireman in Fowlerville, Michigan, who was out in a wooded area near Fowlerville, I guess, who claimed that one day just walking through the woods, he saw what he referred to as a gorilla-shaped creature with a canine head race across the ground over 100 feet in a wooded area in a period of 3 to 4 seconds.
Okay.
So Go ahead.
It seems
Your
like
skepticism is shining through. Go ahead.
So many of these stories seem like people just misidentifying animals. Is there a deeper level than that?
When you say deeper level, can you say more?
Is there more to these sightings? Do people ever have interactions with them? Is it more than I saw an animal at a distance that looked sort of like this animal, but sort of like that animal, or looked like this animal, but was too big to be that animal? Or I saw an animal on its hind legs, which bears and other animals occasionally do.
True. Well, there's a pretty interesting website that is fantastically called dogmanencounters.com. Yup. Which is actually a podcast of its own for those of you who want to check it out.
Dogman Encounters is a podcast?
Yep.
Well, what are you guys doing listening to us?
Go listen to them.
Come on.
Oh, God, yes. But this website has a very fantastic section called Report Your Encounter. And there's actually there's a map where you can actually pull up all of the different pinpointed locations that people have recorded seeing their version of the Dogman. Now, yes, I agree with you. There's a distinct possibility that people are misidentifying animals, but what's interesting about Dogmen themselves is this site, Dogman Encounters, actually breaks down Dogman into a couple different descriptions. So there are common versions of both descriptions, one of which, and I don't know what these fucking titles come from. They're kind of goofy, but the first one, he calls it a type 3 Dogman.
Oh, that sounds serious.
It does sound serious. And the image that's drawn is just really, really outrageous.
Because the rest of this isn't.
No. But the illustrated version of this type Dogman is very, very phenomenal. But it's almost like a biped gorilla-like character.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, but having kind of like tall ears and a dog head. They say that they have hominid style legs, so like knees and ankles, and walk like us in like an actual human, or like
not backwards knees like dogs usually have.
Not backwards knees like dogs usually have. Yes, exactly. And then the other type is the canine type Dogman.
Whoa, I'm nervous.
Which instead of hominid style legs, has canine legs, as in that invert in a sort of
backwards knees.
Backwards knees, yes. They have what's known as hocks and stifle joints is the technical terminology for dog legs.
For backwards knees?
For backwards knees and dog legs, yes. They're also often described as having like very long arms. So people say that they have like long arms and long, almost like claw-like hands. But similar dog heads, and both bipedal in that whenever seen walking on two legs, in the 6 to 8 foot tall range.
Okay.
And when you look at the encounter list, it's pretty interesting. You can actually, there are only 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 states of the 50 united that do not have a reported Dogman sighting reported through the Dogman Encounters site. And I wanted to do a little bit of investigating because you can actually sort the Dogman Encounters by location. And I said, interesting. I wonder what Minnesota has to offer of us.
For sure.
So what I would like to do now is recite to you a couple of Dogman Encounters from the state of beautiful Minnesota.
God damn!
Ottertail County, Minnesota. This person says, I'll start off by saying I've never believed in any of these sorts of creatures, but I saw something in early 2009 that disturbed me and has made me change my mind. I wasn't under the influence of any drugs, and I have better than average eyesight, and the lighting was nearing sunset, but I was still able to see pretty clearly. I'll get underway and explain my story. Maybe someone can shed some light on what this is for me. I live in Fergus Falls, which is west central Minnesota, about an hour drive from Fargo. My mother-in-law lives out in the country, 3 to 4 miles outside of Fergus Falls, and I was staying there while my wife and her mother went shopping in town. They called and asked if I wanted to go to a 7 p.m. movie, so I left the house around 6:30 to meet them at the theater. About 2 miles from their house on a country road known as Wendell Road, along the Mistinka River, I saw 3 white-tailed deer. 2 rather small, probably just yearlings, and a larger doe, who I assumed was their mother. Go ahead.
She was also 8 feet tall, and her knees looked super weird.
And she was a gorilla with a dog face.
Sorry,
He says, I should also mention, she says, I should also mention that I hunt in the area and have spent my whole life in the Fergus Falls region. The deer were following a small creek bed, which is in fact the Mistinka River, so there were hardly any trees except for one. Maybe because I didn't see it there because of the tree, but I just noticed something crouching behind the tree on my side of the road, looking at the deer and, to my belief, hunting them. It just sat there, looking at the deer, taking no notice of me, even though I was in my truck no more than 40 yards away, with a clear view and nothing obstructing my view of it. It had one hand on the tree that it was bracing itself with. What struck me was shocking in the fact that it seemed to be a 2-legged creature, not really a 4-legged one. Its hands appeared to have an opposable thumb and were rather slender and long, unlike a wolf. The creature looked as though it stood upright. If it were standing upright, it would be over 7 feet tall and had a protruding muzzle, big broad shoulders, a slender waist, muscular thighs, and being as there was snow on the ground,
it was a sexy wolf.
I couldn't see the feet. I wanted to kiss him on his mouth. He was a deep dark brown in color throughout his body, and after several seconds of looking at the creature in shock, the deer ran off. Then something amazing happened. It looked at me as though blaming me for somehow losing his meal. It just sat there looking at me, blinking, not moving. It scared the crap out of me, so I hit the gas pedal and I drove off. It was dark after the movie, so I didn't feel much like trudging through the snow with the possibility of a monster lurking. So at about 10 a.m., I went back to walk down to the tree, and under the tree there was no stow, no tracks, but leading up, there were 3 tracks leading in from my grandmother-in-law's field, which was hard black dirt. And if you know what a Minnesota field looks like in late winter, you can't make anything out of the dirt. The tracks I did find were only about 6 to 7 inches in length, but appeared to be clearly canine prints with the exception of a 4-toe looking mark in the snow. Well, that's my story. If anyone has any information on this, let me know.
Come on!
So that's one in Otter Tail County, Minnesota. And interestingly, if you go to the encounters and sightings section of this website, there are hundreds of these. And depending on the state that you pick, you can read different cities, different locations, and most of them are actually like relatively specific around the county that they were in, the circumstances, whether it was anonymous, time and place, etc.
There are also like thousands of Slender Man reports on the internet.
This is true. I don't disagree with you, my friend. However, there are many Dogman reportings.
Many men.
Many men. Many men.
Heck. Right. Hit me with a couple more.
You want to hear another story?
Mm-hmm.
I got another one. Do you want to hear another Minnesota one, or you want me to go to another place?
It doesn't matter.
Pick a state.
Tennessee.
Many
dogmen?
Tennessee.
Many men.
Do you want to go to Hamilton County or Jefferson County?
Ooh, Jefferson, please.
Jefferson County. I'd like to tell you about an encounter my son had about 4 years ago. He told me about it then,
fear, son.
But I had no clue. Now we have Dogman encounters, and now I know. Here's what happened. My son's friend was driving him home at about 11 p.m. through a rural residential area where the houses are spaced some distance apart. They were on a 2-lane highway with no streetlights and very little traffic. The area isn't overly wooded, but has patches of trees and fields. This area would probably be included in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains. Anyway, they were driving...
Lovely there.
The Smoky Mountains?
Mm-hmm.
Never been.
Highly recommend it.
Anyway, they were driving along when suddenly from the right side of the road, this thing sprang out and was across the road and into the bushes on the other side in 2 leaps or bounds or steps or however you want to say it. It was in full view because of their headlights. My son said the first thing he thought was dog. He went on to say that it was running on all 4s like a deer, but said it was the color of a deer with a huge dog head and had massive shoulders and like a somewhat small waist. He kept repeating how big it was, so I asked for a comparison. I asked if he meant huge like a deer or maybe like a cow, and he answered, and I can quote this, "Mom, this thing was massive. If we'd hit it, the car would have gone underneath it and its body would have hit the windshield."
So he saw a moose.
Maybe. I don't well, he said it had a dog head. I don't know if it...
He doesn't know what moose look like.
I don't remember what kind of car it
dark out.
was, but about the size and shape of one of those older Sentras. He said neither he or his friend said anything about it for 10 seconds, and his friend yelled, "Did you just see that?"
What the fuck was that?
Correct. My son said yes, and apparently they didn't say much of another word for the rest of the way. That's really it. It's creepy to me, and I thought other listeners might like to hear about it. Thanks for your show.
You're welcome.
I think they were thinking the website show itself. But yes. But also, yes.
Okay. It is interesting to me, especially because there is such a long history of people seeing animals, like combinations of animals. There's so many stories and so much folklore around people turning into animals or shape-shifting back and forth or becoming some sort of hybrid between human and animal.
Yes, skinwalkers.
Across many cultures, though, and across like a really long period of time.
Also, yes.
That's something that like the Egyptians were interested in.
Oh, you mean Anubis?
Oh. Is that an ancient Egyptian dogman?
Sure enough.
Sure as shit is.
Sure as fuck.
I don't know if these are the best examples of it, just because they're like anonymous reports on a GeoCities looking ass website. And most of them seem to be at night.
Also true.
And most of the stories consist of, I saw an animal that kind of looked like this animal, but kind of looked like that one.
Yes.
Also, I might be the owner of this website writing this.
There is that.
Tell me more about like Anubis and ancient examples of people being dogs and dogs being people.
Well, before we go backwards, I want to... Oh, yeah.
It's such a strong yeah.
It is a pretty strong yeah. I want to talk really quickly about the Beast of Bray Road.
Oh, yeah. Linda Godfrey.
There we go. Shout out to our neighbors in Elkhorn, Wisconsin.
Sure, I guess.
I mean,
I don't really fuck with that place.
Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't really fuck with us. It's fine.
It's fine.
I'd like to keep it that way, ideally.
We're peaceable neighbors. We fight over football.
Anyway, what's Linda got to say about beasts?
It's fine.
The beast of burden in Linda's world.
Well, over the course of the late 80s and early 90s in what would be, southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, and I guess that's mostly it. Southern Wisconsin and northern Illinois. There's this area called Bray Road, which is this, it's like a rural road near the city of Elkhorn. And there was a rash of sightings that were reported to local newspapers during the time, which grew to be called the Beast of Bray Road. And the way that it was described was that witnesses said it seemed to be a bear-like creature, a hairy biped resembling Bigfoot.
What? Okay.
Unusually large, 2 to 4 feet on all fours, but 7 feet tall standing up.
Damn.
It had an intelligent wolf, or it appeared to be an intelligent wolf-like creature, able to walk on hind legs, weighing an estimated somewhere between 400 and 700 pounds, with brown-gray hair color resembling a dog or bear.
Okay.
Yep.
That's pretty fucking weird.
It is pretty fucking weird.
You said how many reports of that?
I don't have an exact number. They just refer to it as a rash of sightings. That was enough to get like a trend going in the paper, and there were new eyewitnesses every whatever month or couple months. And they were starting to be reported in local papers over and over again of people seeing something that had a similar set of physical characteristics. So much so that they called it the Bray Road Beast.
That's still pretty broad, though. It's like gray, brown. Well, those are two different colors. 400 to 700 pounds. That's almost 100% range.
But also walking on 2 feet, though.
No, it's weird. I'm just saying
across the road.
It's definitely weird. It's just it's not super specific at the same time.
No, it's not.
Which is strange.
Yes.
Like if it were one creature or several creatures of the same species, you'd think you'd be able to pin it down a little more than that.
Yes.
At least, or maybe, I don't know. People are bad at estimating things.
Also this.
I think we all assume we're better at estimating things than we actually are until we have to actually do it.
Right. I am a good eyewitness. No, you're not.
Most of us are terrible.
Yeah. We should all acknowledge that we're terrible.
So I guess maybe it's just that. But like, what color was it? Brown. Gray.
Yeah. Gray-brown.
Yeah. How big was it?
Bray.
400. 800.
Bray.
8 feet. 6 feet. Is that how they got the name?
Brown, gray, Bray, Beast, Bray, Bro, Bray, Bray Dog.
Oh, that one's kind of boring.
What is it? Ooh.
DMX is definitely an ARF aficionado.
He 100%. He's also 100% a Rough Rider.
Yes.
Till the day he DIE.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Oh, let's hope he never does.
I wonder about these sightings are strange.
Yes.
But it's so broad sometimes. Anything from like, it looked like a gorilla to it looked like a bear to a dog to a wolf to it was 10 feet tall. We could have driven a car under it to 6. Like, it doesn't seem like one thing.
Yeah.
That's being seen is, I guess, all I'm getting at. Like
the
Dogman seems to be a whole bunch of different things kind of lumped under like a very broad umbrella.
Yeah, I think the one like maybe major strangeness is that people do seem to refer to it as having a dog face or a dog head or canine features or canine teeth or whatever. Like that one thing being concurrent in all of them is a little bit weird to me.
Yeah.
Mostly just because it's like, I mean, I guess like a thin bear would appear to have kind of a muzzle with sharp teeth and like ears on the top of its head. Like I could see
a baby bear.
Yeah, or a baby bear. I can see that being probably pretty decently mistaken for for a dog or a dog-like creature, but there's the whole like walking on 2 legs thing is so strange to me that like,
well, bears do that though.
Yeah, but I feel like if a bear were to walk on its hind legs, you'd be like, oh, that's a bear. Like it would look like it walks like a bear.
Have you seen it? It looks pretty weird.
A bear walking on 2 legs? No, but now I feel like I have to
YouTube that real quick.
Googly moogly this while we're doing this.
I guess
show.
all I'm trying to say is like our growl gang here seems pretty diverse.
Yeah, that's real.
To the point where it doesn't seem like if people really are seeing some sort of cryptid, that it's all the same thing. It seems like there must be several different entities responsible for these sightings.
Sure.
Or people are just really, really tremendously bad at identifying things in the wild at night while driving.
And let's not underestimate how badly we can all be. Holy shit! Holy shit, bud! Holy shit! Hey!
It's pretty weird, is it not?
Bro.
Yeah. It looks much stranger than...
Oh, this is fucking so weird.
That's what I'm saying. If you saw that for the first time at night while you were driving by, you'd probably think it was some sort of 100%. Crazy beast.
Dude, this
is the episode over?
This fucking footage is ridiculous.
Is that the end of the episode?
This fucking bear from far away walking looks super duper creepy.
Guys, did we actually solve one?
Did we? Motherfucker, look at this shit. I'm sure you have.
I've seen the video you're watching.
Look at this asshole walking through someone's backyard like a fucking idiot. Look at him. Look at this fucking asshole.
Yeah, I've seen that.
What the fuck?
It looks really fucked up.
It looks so fucked up.
That's the video I wanted you to watch.
Dude, bears have never done that in my Look at this fucking idiot.
How many bears have you seen in real life? Because I think I've seen 0. I've seen a couple black bears.
Well, I've seen some zoo bears.
I've seen like 1 or 2 black bears in the wild.
You've seen black bears in the wild? Yeah. What? Where?
Northern Minnesota.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Dude.
There are a few of them up there.
That's a trip. Yeah, I mean, like,
if that thing was doing that but running, you would be freaked the fuck out.
For sure. I do think...
Especially if it was dark out.
For sure. I do think that would be and could be responsible for many of these, including like we talk about this with the Bigfoot stuff sometimes too, where people are like, it was dark, it was in the woods, it was from far away, it looked tall, brown, whatever. Like, there's a lot of things that lead you to a bear on hind legs, etc.
So a lot of these Dogman reports say it looked like a bear.
Yeah. Yes.
But its face,
resembling a dog or a bear.
But its face was weird.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. It's an interesting, I guess it's an interesting, like, to have the legend as a song come out of folklore from the area being like, yeah, people see fucking big dogs around here a lot.
Yeah.
And then have him put that out.
The location specific stuff is weird. And then that there's a folklore, at least history of this phenomena or something close to it dating back thousands of years.
Right.
Is also interesting to me. I think a lot of the individual sightings are probably nothing.
Right.
But the concept probably is something. It seems like.
And I think on the paid episode this week, we're going to get into some of the more like historical stuff about Dogman, like some of the more things, the precursors, I guess, that go way the fuck back, like you said, 1,000 years. But I think to your point, like, it's interesting. I think that's always what's interesting to me, and we've talked about this before with some of these similar concepts, but like the fact that the one-offs maybe don't necessarily carry a shitload of weight, but that the mass of all of them together, there seems to be some.
It's just the whole idea of like they don't all have to be true,
right?
For the concept to be true, you only need one of them to actually be true.
Yeah, you only need a couple of Paw Patrol pals,
right?
To be like, what the fuck are you doing?
The hound homies don't have to be very deep.
There we go. You
just need one.
You just need one hound.
You just need a singular paw person.
I feel like we're coming slightly to a close of this week's episode, and I do feel like there's a distinct possibility that there may be additional alphabet.
I think I've run all of the good
You have
ones.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I got them all covered.
That's good. I just wanted to make sure we didn't,
If anybody has any suggestions, if I missed any, by all means, send them our way.
If you can put Dogman or dog women, hey, we don't discriminate. Look, this is just the name of the phenomenon. It may not be a gendered dog at all. We're just saying.
Doesn't have to be bark boys.
It could be bark bonnies. My bonnie lies over the ocean. Bark bonnies, yeah, that works, right?
Sure.
Boy dogs and girl dogs.
Yes. Labrador lads and lasses.
Thank you. See, inclusive as fuck dog naming.
Paw
people. I think that's probably it for paw people for this episode. Like we said, we'll talk about some more of the history on the paid episode this week. That's at patreon.com/whatifpodcast if you want.
Yeah.
If you want us to fuck around with you on some voicemail shit, send us a voicemail at 612-246-4614.
If your name's Brian, call us back. Tell us about all the basements you've been robbing.
I almost feel like Brian's voicemail ended at a comically important point. He was like, but there was this one story, click. I'm like, wait, Brian, what you mean this one story?
Come back, bro.
Brian,
come back.
And if you're too scared to leave us a voicemail, you can always write us in text format by sending us a message at hi@whatifpodcast.com.
That's it.
That's all we know.
Done.
We love you guys. We're going to bed. We'll see you next week. And Spencer will have slept a little bit more.
Peace.
Pieces.
We'll be back next week with another episode of the What If Podcast. Learn more at www.whatifpodcast.com.